Hello friends, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Edith and this is a channel where I talk about my cross-stitch, my hobbies, and my type 2 diabetes. And also new, I was starting to film about my migraines and how I treat them. But today I wanted to show you my completed God Bless America cross-stitch. I still have to iron it and put it in this frame, which I got on Target, I believe. It's normally used for newspaper clippings. I got it on sale for $20. I couldn't believe how expensive frames are nowadays. I suppose you could go around and look at thrift shops, but this one was, I believe, 11 by 22. The pattern called for a 9 by 22, but I like this better because it shows more of the white on the top and the bottom. I ended up not doing any of the back stitch. It did call for putting a fence around the landscape part, and also I think it had a windmill, and then some of the windows had back stitch around it. But I really like how it turned out. The A on the America, I was wondering, like the last A was different than the first A, but you can't really notice it unless you look real close. But I guess I'm kind of a monogamous stitcher because I like completing one project at a time. A lot of the cross stitchers out there will start a lot of different projects, and then I guess those are called whip stitches or works in progress. I like to see the completed projects. I know it takes a long time usually to complete one of these bigger ones. It only took me 3 months, but I worked on it about 4 hours a day at least. So, a work of love, and actually it's pretty centered. The wording is pretty centered once I get it in the frame correctly. So I don't know how I'm going to. Normally I just tape to the back, use the cardboard that comes on the back, tape it to the back, whatever the overlap is. And with this one, there isn't going to be a lot of overlap because I got a bigger frame. I was thinking of maybe putting the dates on, but I don't think I have enough room to put 1776 to 2026. I think you can still get this pattern on eBay. It's Design Works. They're not that expensive. Actually, I ended up buying 2 patterns with the floss. The pattern was only like $16 with the kit, and I figured I ran out of most of the floss, so by the time I just buy the floss at Hobby Lobby, it will be close to the same amount as buying the whole kit again, and thereby I will have an extra copy of the pattern in case I screw up the paper pattern and scribble out some parts that I need to look at again. I couldn't believe how much Office Depot wanted for a copy of a pattern. They wanted us $14 for, I think it was 11 by 14 copy of a pattern. So then I might as well just go to the library and make a copy of it for like a quarter. You know how sometimes you want to enlarge the paper copy. But I wasn't going to do that. I'll just use a magnifier from now on. But anyways, I was worried about the black frame. I was going to get like just a plain wooden brown frame, but I think the black looks really nice. It brings out the features of the colors. So you still see some of my whip stitch on the top. I have to put that under the frame and center that better. So that's all set to go. What I wanted to show you next is my next project will be down here. This is another Design Works. I like their designs. They're like a little bit quirky and a little different, out of the ordinary. This is called, what is this called? The Delivery. There's a lot of back stitching I have to do on this because of the detail. See, it's a gal on a bicycle delivering wine and flowers and bread on her bicycle. Yeah, there's a lot of browns. I think that's a field of wheat. And then in the background you can see the fence. And the people certainly need the background because of the around the head and the body, the background stitching, and the houses. And then the people, the man and the lady standing here waiting for the wine bottles with the glasses of wine. And there's another fence. It's exactly the same size as the God Bless America. I like that size. I like the long and narrow. It's a unique size, different than your typical rectangular or square size picture. So here it's more enlarged and you can see the detail. I think it's so cute. Like an informal dining room, I have a dining room, so I'm going to put it in there. Or, you know, you can put it up in a bar where you typically serve your drinks, or even a living room. So this too, I'm always afraid though when you buy a kit, you get everything together, but a lot of times you'll run out of the floss. So I have been, up to this point, I have been putting knots in my floss because I think I save more on the floss. But this time I'm trying to bury the floss underneath the other floss as I use it. I'm trying to see if that works better if I use less floss. But, so I found this comes with the white Ada. This is what I've done so far. I've only done 2 lines. I start at the bottom. Well, I fold it, you know, the long way and the narrow way to find the center. So the center was about here, and then I go to where it's 2 pages, so the first page ends here, and then you start the second page in the middle here, and then you go this way. So I already made a few mistakes and I had to open up. But in order to get the design, the colors the way you want, yeah, see, like here's the dirt. You want the colors to show up the right way, the dark and the light. So you have to make sure that you're counting, you know, your squares, putting the colors in the right combinations. So yeah, and then I also was looking through my stash and I found this gray fabric. It's the same, it's 14 count also. It could be the right size too. But it's very stiff. So, and I already started it on the white, but I think it would look nice on the gray too. Except for the clouds. Well, the clouds are kind of grayish, so they might blend in with the gray fabric, but I could switch that to a different floss, a lighter floss. But anyways, I already started it on this. With the God Bless America, I did use a round hoop, but now this is really nice and soft. I've been trying to do it by hand, just holding it in my hand, and I twirl it up. I don't know if I could use something kind of I don't know what I use, like a pool noodle or something to wrap it around, so I could wrap it, keep it tight, and then go to the spot where I want to start. Like I'll wrap it and then go to the spot where I want to do it, when I want to start, and then slowly unwrap. Like right here, I'm in, this will be the third row. So I'm trying to figure out if I should just start each row on the right side and go up, or how do you do it? Do you go from right to left, and then as you're over by this side, do you go back to the left to right, and then right to left again? I don't think that matters. And do you do one row at a time and then go back? I think it looks neater that way. I do tend to get a clunk of thread sometimes, trying to get it to look neater, but I'm still kind of messy. And then I whip stitch the ends so they don't fray. Some people put tape on the ends, but then when you try to take it off, or you just leave it on, and then after years of being on, it will look discolored if you try to take the tape off. And it might ruin some of your fabric, so I'm not going to do that. But anyways, what do you think? Isn't this cute? You should look up Design Works. Look up some of their patterns and their designs. They have some really cute, whimsical little designs. And this is perfect for somebody who likes to drink wine. So, all right, thanks for watching. If you have any hints or questions, leave me a comment. See you next time. Bye.